Welcome back to another weekly market update where we predict where is the market going to go in the next week and weeks to come. We've been quite accurate. So make sure you tune in and watch this whole video. We're going to go over SP500, Triple Q, the IWM, and pretty much the whole overall state of the market. Where everything's going to go. Is this bottom? Was this the bottom? Is this just another small move up? Or is the bear market and the downtrend going to continue? Let's find out into this video. If you find this information helpful, and I promise you will, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, and do everything down below. Keep in mind, I am the #1 enemy of the whales, coming out here and telling everybody when the bottom will be, when the top will be, and pretty much giving you guys probably some of the best advice on YouTube. So keep that in mind when you're liking the comments down below, when you're liking the video, subscribing, or feeling free to join to watch me try live every single day in our chat room, which we killed it with another amazing week last week. So good job to everybody in the chat room. What happened with S&P 500? S&P 500 last week has finally entered the levels that I decided, or I've told everybody I was going to be buying. That was between the 400 level, which was right here, which is early of the week, to the 390 level. I also said that I wouldn't be surprised if we went a little bit below the 390 level, trying to trap some of those bears up there. When I officially announced when I was buying, it was on Thursday, on this day, which was in our private premium chat room. So if you're in our premium chat room, I told everybody I finally added long positions to my long-term portfolio, which I had not. I've sold everything. If you remember, I came out here and told you guys I was selling everything right around this January here, early to mid-January up here. And I'm finally starting to add more. And I've told everybody, so far, I bought on the exact day of the bottom. It's a little early to announce if it was the bottom, but we had 2 green days ever since. I bought range almost near the bottom right here, and now we gapped up. Like I said, if you're in the chat room, you knew that we had bought on that day. Also, little pointer out there, I am on vacation, so I do not have my really good mic. I have my decent mic, so if you hear some clicking noises, that's what it's about. I'm over here in Croatia. Might make another video talking about Croatia and potentially the overall state of the crypto market. So make sure you subscribe to watch that later this week. So personally, if I had to speculate, and if I were to assume, I would say this more than likely will be the bottom. And I would think we'll have another strong rally up. But you guys gotta keep in mind, which I've been saying since the beginning of the year, I think that we will have a long selling off, then a fake push to all-time high push. So a fake push, which I predict this will be the start of it, a fake push up to get to all-time high when we just above, and then come down, crash, and go into a longer-term bear market. It has been a prediction. That will be a little later into this year. There's been a prediction so far. I think this first sell-off is a topping process. So you guys gotta keep in mind, when you have long-term cycles ending, like a 10-year bull run and the 12-year bull run ending since 2008, 2010, this topping process takes some time. There are waves up, waves down, and talking about the earlier waves which I talked about in the previous videos, we expect the 5th wave of the last bull run to be around this 500 to 520 level. So we think it's going to be a fake break to all-time highs level leading into a bear market. That's what we are speculating. Now we trade things day by day, weeks by weeks. We take our times with it, and we speculate as much as we can, but we can't always time it exactly right. But maybe we did this time. Well, tune in for we gotta tune in for the rest of the next coming weeks. We've had so far 6 red weeks in S&P 500. If you have 6 red weeks, the 7th week is a 96.4% probability there will be a green week. It's only happened one time in history that you had 6 red weeks and the 7th week was also red, and the red was about 0.4% red. So chances are in your favor. Chances are that more than likely we're gonna go up. But how far we think we're gonna go up? I believe we're gonna go between this 450 and this 420 level. I think we're gonna be testing this level coming next week, and maybe not on Monday. Currently, the futures are still closed, so we'll have to see if we gap up or maybe have a little sell-off, and then kind of later in the week we have a nice push up. We'll have to see that, but I believe we're going to be pushing to 415 to 420. I believe this is the bottom. Could I be wrong? Of course I could be wrong. It could be just a push up and then another leg down. I totally could be wrong. I'm just speculating with you guys, telling you where I think it is. We're currently below all the MAs, currently below the 50, 100, 200, well below them. So I do expect us to come and retest at least the lower MAs, like the 50 or the 100 at the very least, to potentially break through those and maybe change up the momentum and change it back to bullish. If we take a look at the triple Q, both the triple Q and IWM have had 50% retracement since the COVID low. If we go to the COVID lows of March 2020, we can see that we've had a 50% retracement currently. A 50% retracement on our Fibonacci's, which we should find at the very least, some kind of relief bounce. Also, we came now and we're kind of at this trend line when we had this little bit of a falling wedge breakout earlier in March. We had a strong rally up that was eventually rejected on the 200 moving average and the 100 moving average, causing this death cross up here. We came out and we retested these levels here. We had a strong bounce above that. Now, where do we expect the triple Q to go? Potentially around this 310 level. So we expect the next strong resistance level to be for a triple Q. Of course, the triple Q lagging behind most other sectors. Energy has been the strongest for this year and more than likely will keep being strong, but I do expect the technology sector to start gaining ground on that. It's been one of the more oversold sectors. We should start seeing some strong rally from it, especially if we start having some of those short squeezes. We have a lot of people being overly bearish, and a lot of times this is what happens. People get overly bullish, you sell off. People get overly bearish, you start pushing up, and the stock market likes the path of least resistance. So where there is less people, that's where it likes to go. IWM predictably lost this major area here and sold off the next major area that we've had drawn out, which was this gap. Has not been able to fill the gap. Usually with the gaps, either you find support on the top of the gap, or you get in the gap and you finish filling it. In this case, we had a bounce on it, and right now the current area, very clear to see, we have overhead resistance. This is 187 to 190 level. Clear overhead resistance. We had a strong bounce, and I do expect this to at least test this 188 levels in this coming week, 2 weeks at most. If we can reclaim these 190s, then we could start talking about maybe pushing in the 210s. Of course, IWM, same thing with as the triple Q has had. If we go back to the lows from the COVID lows, it's had its 50% retracement from down here. Zoom it all the way out, right on there, around 170. Quite spot on. The SPX has not had that much of a sell-off yet, but the triple Q and the IWM have. Now, if we take a look at the 30-year bond, it's finally finding, it's had a massive breakout from this cup and handle, which correctly predicted it. That would say we're gonna have a breakout. When you have 30-year and a 10-year push so much strong and fast, you have the equities struggle. But it's finally found some resistance here, 3. I expect this to come down and probably test these 250, 260s, which should be helping the SP500. Now the 30-year bond, it's making higher lows and higher highs. So technically, the trend is still an uptrend. So it's still not great for the S&P 500, for the equities, especially with the growth stocks. It still has this higher lows and higher highs, so you still be something to watch. Preferably, we would like to come down, set a lower low, and then slowly start making its lower highs and lower lows. If we take a look also at the DXY, the DXY, which is the US dollar, another one. It's been very, very strong. Currently broken out. Broken is about this 100 area, which is a strong mental number as well as being resistance. Now sitting at 104. Being parabolic straight up, especially if we look at the weekly chart, it's been this parabolic straight move up, which we should see some pulling back soon. Hopefully, we could pull back down to this 100 area here, or this 9 to 100 area. Now, talking about inflation, we're talking about raising rates. A lot of people are speculating that inflation is topping off. The inflation numbers came out. CPI numbers came out, still really high, but we're expecting this inflation to come down. Now, if that happens, if we expect this inflation to start coming down and it has stopped off, gives the Feds a lot more room to not be as aggressive when it comes down to raising interest rates and lowering their balance sheets. Will that happen? We shall see. They have 4 FOMC meetings. They will announce what their next moves are. The last FOMC meeting, we had a strong rally, but it was quickly sold off the good news. Back to S&P 500, if we go back to the weekly chart, currently we rejected it off the 50 and we lost the 100, but we're currently right back, right on that 100, and we closed this on a hammer candle, a strong hammer candle, looking that bulls are ready to take control here and look for a pretty decent reversal. Also, keep it as 100 MA on a weekly time frame as support. So the technicals are showing that we are going to be looking for a strong rally back up, or at least a decent relief rally back up. That's what the technicals are showing, and that's what we're going to be probably expecting for next week. Personally, a lot of people are not calling the bottom. A lot of people now are thinking we're still on our way down, which is totally could be possible. As you guys can see, we're in the beginning of the year, we have these lowers, you could set a lower high here, and we have these lower lows. So the downtrend is still going, the bear market is still going. But personally, I do think we're looking for a reversal up. Preferably, I would love for this to make some kind of inverse head and shoulder pattern to then break out of it. Remember, we had this other inverse head and shoulder pattern here that just didn't play out. And when I told you guys it was going to play out, because too many people were talking about it, too many people were mentioning about it, and I told you guys before we're setting up that last shoulder that I told you it was not going to play out, and we're going to see lower. Now I'm predicting that we're more than likely bottom out and going to look for another fake push to all-time highs, and then go into longer-term bear market later in this year. Could I be wrong? I'd totally be wrong, but that is what I'm speculating. Next week, I'm expecting a green week. I expect everybody in the channel to stay green with me for next week. And as always, leave a like, subscribe down below, let me know what your thoughts are going into the stock market next week. And stay tuned for this week. I'm going to come out with a crypto market update. A lot of crazy things going on in crypto. I told you guys we'd come down to 26,000, and which we did. We bought our first Bitcoin after we were selling it near the top around 55 to 60,000. So we correctly predicted the top and the bottom for Bitcoin. And I have another huge update coming for you guys this week. So make sure you tune in, make sure you subscribe, you like. As always, peace.